Hello and welcome back. Today we are on our first scouting adventure on the channel. We are on our way over to Buxton to go and do a YPS Tutor course, which stands for Youth Proficiency Scheme, and it's going to enable us to be able to go and run air rifle courses for scouts around our district. So it's a 2-hour drive ahead, so I'm going to go and turn on the car and head on over. Speak to you soon. Well, there I am. Safely arrived up here in Buxton after 2 hours and 20 minutes, so it wasn't too bad actually. Didn't need to stop, it was straight through, so the traffic was pretty good actually. I've arrived at a little holiday park called Lime Tree Holiday Park, and I'm glamping. I've never glamped in my life. This is the first time that I've ever had a solid tent, so it's going to be a new one for me. But we're all set up. Got my bed set up over there. Ready for the weekend. So what are we doing then? We are here for a YPS Youth Proficiency Scheme tutor course for air rifles. In my scouting district in Sleaford, we don't have anybody that I'm aware of at the moment that can offer air rifle opportunities for the young people. So for the beavers, cubs, scouts, explorers. I'm not sure if squirrels can do it or not. That's something I need to look into, but I'm sure I'll find out over the weekend anyway. I don't know what to expect from the course. So yeah, this is going to be a new one. As far as I know, we're going to be taught how to operate the range safely, how to guide the young people to using the weapons correctly, how to be safe on the range, and all the legalities that come with it. But it's going to be a fun experience. So the course runs over 2 days. I'm here for tomorrow and Sunday. I believe it's a 9 till 5 course tomorrow and then a 9 till 4 course on Sunday. We are running it at 17th Buxton Scout Hut, which I've never been to before, so that's a new one to tick off my bucket list as well. So don't really have much more to tell you on that at the moment, but for now, I haven't got any food in. It's about 7:15 at the moment, so I'm going to go and take a drive down to Morrison's, go and get some food, get some dinner on, and then get to bed ready for an early start tomorrow. So until then, I'll see you later. Right, we are back from day one of the YPS tutor course up here in Buxton, and it's gone really, really well. We've covered a whole host of different topics, starting from the basics of how to set up a range, going from your green area of where the kids wait for their turn, the amber area of their firing line, and then the red zone of the actual range itself. And it's covered really basic stuff that I wouldn't have ordinarily thought about, like making sure that the young people have got access to toilets, because as Andrew, the instructor from Peak Smart, said, that as soon as you do anything with kids, guaranteed they need to go to the toilet. And that just wouldn't have crossed my mind otherwise. We've also gone over different other topics, like how to actually build the range and what materials you can use for your backstop, whether you're indoors or outdoors. So it's given me lots of different ideas as to what I can take back to my scout group, my scout district back in Sleaford. He's gone over the different types of rifle that we can use, and the best type of grip for small hands. Because I always thought a rifle grip was a rifle grip, but apparently the more vertical grips on a rifle are better for the smaller hands. And again, I wouldn't have thought of that. So it's been really, really useful. We've also gone over topics such as covering the rules of the range and the instructions that we need to give the people that we're running the session for, and it's just all about safety, really. A lot of it is common sense, but at the end of the day, technically we're dealing with firearms here, so we need to make sure that we are safe and keeping everybody involved safe. So we have gone right back to basics, and it's been worth it. So today has mainly been theory based and around the classroom, but we've also interspersed it with a lot of shooting. We've gone through quite a few pellets each, so that we can get a feel of how a session should be run by him. And tomorrow is when we have to run a session, because obviously we're here to be cleared, and we have to show that we can safely run a session ourselves. And if Andrew doesn't see that, then how can he clear us? So tomorrow is going to be the make or break bit, but hopefully it should go well. He did say to us as we all left today that it's not his job to try and fail us, it's his job to try and pass us. So he has said that if he sees us doing anything unsafe, he will stop us, have a word with us, tell us what we're doing wrong, and then give us another shot. It's not in his interest, as he said, to fail us for the sake of failing us. So I'm hopeful for tomorrow. He's also said that 2 of us are going to be running a safety briefing and then have a chat with the rest of us about what we would do. So tonight I'm going to run up a quick script just in case I'm one of the chosen few. Because no, my luck, I'll have to do it. So I'll give you an update tomorrow, but hopefully it should go okay. But yeah, watch your space. So I will see you tomorrow. Right, that is day 2 done and dusted, and I am now back home in the camping shed. So what did we do on day 2? We knew that at least 2 of us were going to be presenting a safety brief for the group today. So I can't speak for the other guys who were there, but I know for me personally, last night I went and prepped and made sure that I had one ready to go in case I was chosen, because I can't come up with things like that. Certainly not the important things where we have to cover everything piece by piece. I can't do that on the fly. So I made sure that I had something ready to go. Thankfully, it wasn't me that was chosen to be the first one, but the person who did it did a really good job. And for my own peace of mind, he covered everything that I was going to. So that's a good sign. Secondly, after the safety brief was complete, we then had a session with the rifles. So Andrew, the course instructor, he, as he was talking, we could just see him walking down the line, fiddling with the sights of each rifle. And then he said, right, you're going to go and sight the rifle now. And I thought, brilliant, I can do this, no problem. I used to shoot many, many years ago, competitively. I'm talking like 28 years ago, competitively. But I knew that in that time a lot of my knowledge would have gone. So we went through it bit by bit, doing your windage and your ascension. And we were then put into groups of 3, where one person was shooting, one person was sighting, and then the other person was telling how many clicks, left, right, up, down, we needed to do. And we got ours sighted in pretty quickly, so that was good. And then after that, we each then had to run a session. So because the safety brief had already been done, we didn't then each have to do it ourselves as well, because the safety brief is going to take 10 minutes. 10 times 10, that's 100 and, well, that's 100 minutes. So you're looking at well over an hour and a half just to do all the safety briefs with no shooting in between. It was assumed by that point then that we all knew the safety brief that we had to give. So what we had to do on our own session was we was given a brief by Andrew. The challenge that the participants had to do, whether that was so for my session we had to do blackjack, 31 blackjack. So you had to shoot 5 shots, and the closest person to score 31 won. If you went over that, you went bust. And if you deliberately shot out of target, you scored 31 points. So you had to really think about where you were shooting on the target. So for each individual session, we had to do the initial process of getting the guns ready, walking them through, picking up the rifle, making sure that they're all holding it correctly, and going through their first shot. So once they had taken the safety flag out of the barrel, loaded the pellet, we had to make sure that everybody loaded the pellet correctly, and then we had to walk down the line to make sure that where they were looking down the barrel was on target, because the way that some young people can hold the rifle, they might be using their left eye but shooting right-handed, so that will make their head go right over and send the barrel right off target. So we had to make sure that each participant was shooting in the general direction of the target. And then once that was all clear, we gave them yep, good to go, good to go, good to go, good to go, and we let them shoot their 5 shots. And then once their 5 shots, we made sure that the barrels were all, each of the rifles were safe. We let people onto the range to go and change their targets, and then we brought the next participants onto the firing line, and then we went through it all over again with the second lot of people. And we basically did that for the whole afternoon of the second day. We each took it in turn running a session, and it was good fun. Got to shoot loads. When we weren't shooting, we got to have a chat with the other people involved and how they were going to be running their sessions, because there was only 2 of us that were scouters. Other people were coming from different backgrounds. There were a couple there that were running for children with special needs, ranging from full mobility special needs to mental special needs. So it was interesting to find out everybody's backgrounds and everything. And then finally for the day, we went through what happened next, as in how we can then take our own progression onto the next level, whether that's becoming a regional instructor, range conducting officer, etc. And then we closed off the day with him telling us how and when we should be getting our certificate, and then it was a case of saying our goodbyes and then coming home. The drive home was fun. It was chucking it down with rain. The road was very reflective. It was lots of twisty turnies and you couldn't see the white lines, so that made it interesting. But from what I could see, Buxton and Derbyshire is a very pretty part of the world. I just wish I got to see it in the light, in the dry. But yeah. So, course complete. We should now be able to run shooting activities with Scouts. And it's just a case of waiting for the certificate to come through now. Excellent. See you next time.